Hi, I'm Ken with Provectus Group, and welcome to the Body Armor Series, Part 1.
Push.
Okay, so in this series, we're going to be addressing everything related to body armor. Part 1, we're going to be talking about the different types of body armor that are out there and maybe some considerations that you want to keep in mind when you're picking body armor. So there's two main considerations that you want to keep in mind when you're talking about buying your next piece of body armor. The first thing is going to be, what's your mission? And basically, your mission is what do you do? What do you plan on doing with this body armor? Are you in law enforcement? Are you in security? Are you a citizen? Are you in the military? Depending on what you're going to do with this body armor is going to determine what type of body armor you're going to need. The second thing is, what are the mission essentials? And that's basically based on your mission. What do you need to have on your body armor? If you're a cop, you're going to have anything from guns to ammo to handcuffs to radio pouches, a taser pouch, a baton pouch, handcuffs, like all this different kind of stuff. It's a lot of crap. So you want to keep those types of things in mind. Those are the main two considerations that you want to think about when you're looking online at, all right, I need some body armor. Damn it. My bad. That is going on vibrate. All right, so back at it. Sorry about that. So when you're looking at the body armor, you got four main types. Your first type is going to be like your heavy, big vest that you see your SWAT guys wearing, that you see the military wearing. Your second type is just going to be like an outer carrier type of body armor. It has MOLLE on it. It's designed to hold your soft armor. You see a lot of detectives wearing this type of stuff. Your next is going to be like concealable body armor that you see law enforcement and security personnel wear quite a bit. It's what you wear under your uniform shirt. And then the third or the fourth one is going to be your plate carriers. You see a lot of special ops military wearing this kind of stuff, tier 1 type guys. And you're also starting to see it branch into the law enforcement arena a little bit with some of the specialized divisions within law enforcement. Okay, so I talked to you about the four types. Let's talk about them individually now so you can get a good idea of what to expect. So we're going to start with the heavy vest, the military SWAT type vest. I'm going to cover the pros and cons for every one of these. So with the heavy vest, you're going to get maximum protection with the heavy military sweat. You're going to get maximum protection with the heavy SWAT or military style vest. And what I mean by that is you're going to have front protection, back protection, side protection. You're going to get crotch protection. You got to protect the goods. You're going to get neck protection, throat protection, and shoulder protection. So you're going to get a lot of protection with the heavy vest. The second pro to the heavy vest for SWAT and military is you're going to have MOLLE everywhere. So they're very modular. The third pro, you can have a huge loadout depending again on your mission and what you're going to be doing with this vest. You can attach a lot of stuff to this vest. The fourth pro to the heavy vest is they hold soft armor and hard plates. So you're going to have soft armor that's covering the front and wraps around the sides. You're going to have soft armor covering your back and wrapping around the sides. You're going to have soft armor in the shoulder pads. You're going to have it in the crotch area, your neck and your throat. And then for your chest and your back, you can also put your heavy plate, sappy plate, ceramic plate, whatever. It's a ton of them out there. I don't even know all of them, but it can hold the hard plates too. Okay, so let's talk about some of the cons to the larger, SWAT and military vests. They're freaking big. I know what it's like to look on TV and look on the internet and see all these guys kitted up, and you're like, man, I want to do that. But I'm gonna tell you something. After wearing that stuff for years, it sucks. Okay, so the second con is it's going to reduce mobility because it's so big and you want kit everywhere and all this stuff. It's going to reduce mobility to the point where it's going to be hard to get in and out of cars, hard to run around, because it's so dang heavy. You're slower when you're running. Most of us are already slow anyway, so it's making us slower. Getting in the kneeling position, a squatting position, God forbid you have to get down to prone or urban prone, it's hard to move around in this stuff. It reduces your range of motion. It sucks. Okay, so the next con is it's gonna take a while to get this stuff on. If you have your vest sitting, you know, somewhere, and you need to get it on real quick, it's gonna take a minute. You've got a lot of flaps and Velcro and buckles and snaps and all this stuff that you gotta put on. It could take 5 minutes to put all this stuff on, literally. Okay guys, let's move on to the outer carrier. You're still gonna get that front protection, you're gonna get the side protection, you can add your plates, soft armor and all that good stuff, and you're still gonna get the protection on the back. The only things that you're not gonna get when you compare this to a SWAT vest is that you're not gonna get the neck protection, the throat protection, your shoulder protection, and crotch protection. Okay, so the next pro to the outer carrier, it's a little slimmer right in this area, so it's going to give you a little bit more mobility here in the shoulders. Generally, these are not as heavy. These are generally around the 30 to 40, 50 pound mark. So they're going to be a little bit lighter, which is going to increase mobility, but you still get a lot of protection. All right, so let's move on to the cons. Now, I just mentioned about the weight. Yes, it's less than a SWAT vest, but still running around with 30, 50 pounds, you know, everywhere, it sucks, especially when you have to do it for hours. It's just heavy. Okay, so you still have some reduced mobility. Although it's better than the SWAT vest and the larger military vest, you're still gonna have some reduced mobility with this. The next con, yes, it's very, very modular, but it's a headache. Again, like I said before, trying to weave in and out all this stuff, man, arthritis fingers. Guys, you know what, the guys that have been there, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, it sucks, like everything hurts. All right, so now let's move on to concealable body armor. Here's what it looks like. This is what a front panel would look like. So let's talk about the first pro, and that is, it is low profile. Look at how small that is. It's very, very thin, real easy to put under a t-shirt. Second pro is that it's level 3A protection, which is decent, pretty good. The next pro is that it is decently comfortable. It's, I should say, tolerable. Again, you have guys that are wearing this for from 10 to 14 hours a day. All right, so let's move on to the cons of a concealable vest. And the first thing would be no modularity. All right, there's not really much that you can do to this. The next con is, for the most part, you can't carry the larger hard armor plates and stuff like that like you can with the carriers. Now, on most of these on the inside, you can run like the smaller 5x8 sheets and stuff like that that fit inside. But for outside of that, that's pretty much it. All right, let's move on to the fourth type of carrier, and that is the plate carrier. It was designed so that we can have great mobility. The biggest reason why these help with mobility is they're just really small. For the most part, these plate carriers are only big enough on the front and back panel to hold an actual plate. All right, another pro is that, and this is kind of a pro and a con, depending on how you look at it, but a pro is that you're still getting some really good protection out of this. Plate carriers are designed to cover or protect the vital organs. So your vital organs being like your heart and your lungs. With these plate carriers, we're still covering those vital organs. So that's a great pro. Okay, so the next pro when we're looking at a plate carrier like this is this cut, this little relief cut right here. And this exposes the shoulder pocket. And the reason why that's important is because the shoulder pocket is where you want the buttstock of your long gun to actually rest and go every single time. By this plate carrier having this cutout right here, it is going to help you with consistency, which translates to accuracy and also speed. You can get it up in there real quick every time. All right, so the next pro to plate carriers is that they are modular. They're just as modular as the larger vest. They have a little less real estate, but they're still just as modular. All right, so the next pro is that this is decently comfortable. Now, when we're looking at plate carriers and we're comparing all four types, the plate carriers themselves, by themselves, are probably the most comfortable out of the four. And that's because it is minimalistic. It is giving you the range of motion that you need. It gives you a ton of range of motion. It really helps with mobility. You're actually able to run and move around and get down in different types of shooting positions, some conventional and some unconventional. It allows you to do that. So when we're talking about comfort, we're not just talking about static comfort where you're sitting in a chair, standing around and it's comfortable. We're also talking about like operational comfort. So moving around and that kind of stuff, getting in and out of vehicles, shooting in and under and over cars, through cars and stuff like that. They're comfortable when it comes to that. It's as comfortable as it's gonna get. All right, the next thing, these things are, the next pro, I should say, these things are like decently easy to get on and off. So what's cool about it is I can actually leave one side of this attached permanently and just have the other side open. I can throw it over my head real easy, like 10 seconds and it's on. Yes, the modularity is retarded. You can do almost anything with these plate carriers nowadays, but specifically when you're running like the Swift clips and the Velcro setups like these with Velocity, not only is it modular, but it's very, very fast. So you undercover guys out there, the guys who do personal security details and stuff like that, you can take this off. You can secure that somewhere else. You can have this on underneath a light jacket or something like that. Nobody knows you have it on. You've got your soft armor in here, which I forgot to mention, this does have soft armor in it right now. You can put your hard plates in there as well. You got a lot of protection, but when crap starts hitting the fan, you can just throw that chest rig on the front and it's freaking awesome. You got everything you need and it's quick. Okay, so another pro is that you can have a decent loadout. Like what I just showed you with the chest rigs, you pretty much got everything that you need. If the chest rig isn't enough, you can still attach assault packs to the back of these plate carriers, which is awesome. On this one in particular, this assault pack is a little special. And you're gonna see that in the actual video that I do of this Velocity Systems plate carrier. So stay tuned to watch that because I am super excited about this backpack. Very, very excited. You have no idea. My friends that know me, this is all I've been talking about is this damn backpack. All right, the other cool thing, and this is the last pro that I could come up with for the plate carriers, is that it's easy to stow this. It's easy to pack this up somewhere. You can throw it in your trunk. You know, you can throw it next to the bed. You can put it in the closet. You know, you can put this in the corner of your living room. So like a home invader hits the house, like I'm grabbing this, throwing it on, 5 seconds, my pistol's there, everything I need is there. But it's somewhere that's kind of like, you know, out of sight, out of mind. I can throw this in the trunk. It's not taking up a ton of space. You know, I can still like put other crap in there, like groceries or guns. Okay, so the only con, I'm sure there's other cons out there, but the only con that I can really come up with is for these plate carriers is that you're gonna have the least amount of protection with this. When you compare this to like the SWAT vest that has everything, yes, it's less protection. When you compare it to the outer carrier, it's gonna have a little less protection. But again, that is a con, it has a little less protection, but at the same time, it is protecting the vital organs. So when we talk about that combat mindset and stuff like that, just because you're shot, you can still keep fighting. So that's all mental. But it's gonna protect your heart, it's gonna protect your lungs, it's gonna protect those organs that are really gonna affect you if you get shot there. So that's really the only con that I can come up with. I'm sure there's other cons. I'm sure you guys are gonna tell me. But that's pretty much it. But I do want you guys to stay tuned to part 2 because we're gonna talk about this one in particular, which is the Velocity Systems Scarab full kit, and in conjunction with the Haley Strategic D3CRX chest rig. We're gonna talk about this stuff, but most importantly, we're gonna talk about why I picked it. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. You guys have no idea how much this stuff means to me. You guys watching the videos and all that stuff, commenting, sending me messages and all that good stuff. Even the haters, I love y'all too. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. When I see the question, I'm gonna answer it. If I don't have the answer, I'll find the answer for you. Please, if you saw this on YouTube and you like the video, subscribe. There's gonna be tons of videos coming. There's tons of videos I've done already, so feel free to go back and check some of those out. You can find me on Facebook, facebook.com/Provectus Group. Find me on Instagram @Provectus Group. And guys, in all that you do, be unstoppable.